In times of struggle,
we rally around each other.
As friends,
as neighbors,
and as a community.
At ABC 6 News, when we ask you to raise the flag,
we are asking you to show your community that you're there to support each other.
Through time, charity,
or even words of encouragement.
Because in times of hardship, we don't see what makes us different.
We see what makes us all the same. A community for everyone,
regardless of age,
race,
religion,
or politics.
So show us how you raise the flag.
We want to see how you're stepping up in a time when we all can use a little lift.
Take a picture, post it on social media, and tag ABC 6 News.
Use these hashtags to see what others are doing in your area.
So raise the flag.
Raise the flag.
Raise the flag.
Raise the flag, because tough times don't last.
Tough communities do.
ABC 6 News. It's about you. COVID-19 has forced big changes in our schools and in our homes.
We wanted to do our best to stay at that quality level of education.
Kitchen tables are now classrooms.
The number one priority is relationships and making sure our students and families are okay.
Reporters and editors from ABC 6 News and the Post Bulletin teamed up to explore School at Home. Watch all week starting Sunday, May 17th at 10 p.m. on ABC 6 News and follow the in-depth coverage throughout the week in the Post Bulletin.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Ross Becker.
And I'm Brianna Cook, and Jim Peterson is here telling us that, yes, it's still going to be cold this morning, but we are slowly on an upswing.
You know, temperatures now are warmer than our highs yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, let's go outside and take a look at the forecast.
Make it a great day by waking up with ABC 6 News Good Morning.
I love to get up every day.
25 years later,
yeah, long road.
Our region's most prominent cold case remains unsolved.
I don't believe that any of them probably thought that we would still be working this case today.
Hear the latest from the Mason City Police.
I would like to close it.
And a renewed call for information.
Whoever thought it would be this long that we didn't have answers and didn't find her, you know, it's just really been a long road.
Watch Cold Case Jody, Monday at 10 on ABC 6 News.
I talked to several parents, several students today.
Well, Kevin, those talks are still ongoing. We hope to bring you a final decision by 10 o'clock.
Police are talking with several people of interest, but no one is in custody.
It should have been the busiest time of year in Austin, but back at the start of the school year, the quiet on the football field was deafening. Word had spread in this small Minnesota town that 14-year-old Chris Fisher had died in a Rochester hospital 11 days after he collapsed on this field during practice.
You just worry about it. You worry about that stuff.
Sudden cardiac arrest in young athletes is something Dr. Jay Sengupta with the Minneapolis Heart Institute says we're learning more about by the day, thanks in part to genetic testing, and even more so to the families who sign on to allow it.
So whenever we have a tragic event in the community where someone passes away tragically at a young age for unclear reasons, oftentimes their family is referred to a center like ours for further evaluation to potentially try to identify what the cause was.
Statistics show it only happens to 1 in every 40 to 50,000 people, but we've covered too many. Most recently, the death of Chris Fisher. In 2014, it was Patrick Schoonover, who halted the world of hockey after suffering a sudden cardiac death minutes after he scored a goal in a Brainerd hockey tournament. He, too, was only 14 years old.
There are many syndromes and conditions that we can't necessarily see if we were to look at the heart through an ultrasound or an MRI.
And that's where genetic testing comes in. Dr. Sengupta says with the family's approval, the medical examiner will save a blood sample following these events and send it to the Minneapolis Heart Institute for further research on the genetic code behind these underlying abnormalities.
It's a puzzle, and we're looking for clues.
Clues that can help families identify if this gene lies in any siblings, parents, or grandparents, and to finally unlock more needed answers to a rare tragedy that still happens too often. He's not a teammate or a friend. In fact, many of these kids had never heard of Jacob Wetterling until this week. But tonight,
the number 11, everybody understand what that symbolizes?
He's the reason they huddle.
A boy your age is no longer with us.
He's the reason they learn.
All right, it's a tribute. Let's do it for him.
He's the reason they play.
1, 2, 3, Jacob!
There's nothing that can comfort the Wetterlings, there's nothing. But it's like, what can we do to show that they have our support?
The Elk River 6th grade football team honoring Jacob Wetterling with his number on their helmets is a symbolic gesture of support from these players and their parents.
He was just such a well-rounded child, you know, and it's just sad, you know, how things happened to him.
These are all our boys, the same age as what Jacob was, and that I can't imagine what those parents went through. I cannot.
Head coach Mark Rossmeisel isn't afraid to teach these boys about the importance of being there for those in need.
You always hear, hug your kid every day. Tell the ones that you love them every day. And it really comes to light on something like this when this happens. All right, defense, let's go!
And now, because of this game, these kids will always remember Jacob, what he did for this state, and what his legacy will continue to do as they grow up.
Years ago, you didn't really have to worry about your children, and then things happen like this, and it just makes you more aware that you can just lose anybody in just a heartbeat.
Tonight, his number is on their helmets, but from now on, Jacob's hope is in their hearts.